much is that? Man, why is everything so expensive? It's like outrageously expensive. Even these went up in price. I'm glad I bought certain things. Like, if I had to rebuy everything I have now, oh my gosh, it would cost so much. It would be so much money. I'm glad I don't have to. Had a good night. My green eyes really pop with this white screen. But if I look at, what's the other screen? Like the dark mode, you can't see it. It makes my eyes look black. I noticed that the other day. Actually, 3 bond adhesive is really cheap right now, unless that's a tiny container and it's outrageously expensive. Thermocouples. I really should work on like these little tiny air cylinders, like super small ones. Smaller than what they have currently because that's still a big cylinder. I don't know. Did you have a good day? Was it rough? Now I'm like bleached out. It's almost too sunny. I think that's on the camera side of things, right? Too much white. Usually I'll jump in bed and then these stupid notifications go off and it's kind of annoying. I still think that should be a thing. You should be able to schedule this. Is there a setting thing in it? Notification settings. I don't see anything about when you can send them though. It just says on or off. Play sound when notification arrives. No. Priority of notifications in center. Yeah, no. That's fine. I'd still like to be able to set the time of when you can have the notifications come through, right? That would be nice. It's too bad you can't just like right click and change the way your layout. Like, why don't we do that yet? So Windows, right? Why can't I change without minimal effort the program itself and change something? Because there's different tabs and functions. It'd be nice if you could just like right click on like the bottom right and then be like add this or that, right? And then it go in and change that in the program. Which I think would be pretty simple, right? You're just adding that to the program and connecting certain things. So it should be like an easy layout of, right? I think it's pretty easy. For example, the time thing. If I want to say I want notifications at this period of time, I would say it's just going to basically set a timer to tell it turn it on or turn it off. It's that simple. Like, it's not that hard. But to be able to just add that feature to stuff that you want, right? Because none of this stuff has a time period. It's just either on or off. That would allow you to refine your day, I think. Because when you're working, you wouldn't be getting bombarded randomly with weird stuff. And if you're trying to maximize your output, you have downtime built in there also. Downtime to relax, think about things, plan for the next day, and that would be the time I would turn it on, right? At least that's the way my head works. We'll get there. Maybe I just do need to take like programming more in depth and go from there, right? Even though I don't really want to, because I just don't want to be in that realm of stuff. And you can be good at lots of things. I don't think you can be great at everything. You can try. I mean, you have your whole life to refine processes and different things, right? Sorry, excuse me. I think. Culturing compassion for others is definitely something that a lot of people need to work on. But I think we all know by now that there's people that take advantage of that and that misuse one's compassion as a weapon instead. It's just unfortunate, right? Like, computers gaming, stuff like that, used to all be fun. Like, that's why we entered this realm of things, I think. Like, in our child's mind. And unfortunately, some of us have used it for not good things, I think, is what I'm getting at. I don't see... I was talking to a guy from Sweden yesterday, and he's taking some computer courses. And I was like, oh, so basically he told me he built like a database. And I forget what he said. I guess he's going to have a school project or something. And I gave him some ideas. I'd really like to see if he does something with it. I think if he tries hard enough, he could probably do it, or at least get it started. Even if some of the groundwork's done, and then you collaborate with someone else you find later on, I think it's helpful. But then you gotta question a whole other person's motives, right? And then it causes somewhat of a conflict. My back hurts. Not hurt, like pain, but hurts like I can feel my whole back straps on both sides. They're definitely thumping. But it was a very rigorous day. And now it's over. So I can just relax and chill. Everybody's so quiet. Why are you so quiet? You're just snuggling down. Do you want me to shush? And just snore instead? I don't even know if I snore anymore. Do I snore still? Or no? Depends how tired I am. The more tired I am, I think the more I snore. I think. I don't honestly ever hear myself. I block that out. That's not a frequency that I pay attention to. I pay attention to people moving, footsteps, cars, anything connected to this property. That stuff. Instantly, I hear it. I can tell when a neighbor down the road opens his car door. And if he's fiddling with his trash can or all that stuff. So easy. So I don't need a puppy dog. It's built in. That's so good. And it's a nice cool day this morning. It's not real bad. Why is everybody so silent? That's weird. Don't know. Oh. I'm gonna look into that further. I feel like somebody has been taking my content and putting it on their thing for their playlist, and then it gives... Does it still give my video that, even though if it's on someone else's playlist? Do I get the credit for the freaking views? Because I don't feel like I do. I don't feel like that's in the algorithm. I feel like somebody else is getting it. Right? Because I found my content on other people's things. And I don't think anybody ever told me that they were gonna... Or is that just part of it? Because it's something they watch, it just pops into a playlist. But I'm telling you, that's screwy because it's on his playlist. If they follow, does it follow that channel? Because it's on that channel's playlist? It doesn't follow my channel. I don't think. Kind of shady. Right. I think somebody knows that. I think so. That's stupid. I saw things change. I saw the beginning had such a freaking ramp up, and then it just crashed at some point. And I know who joined me after that. I know who it was. Right when it started doing that. Which is really weird. And it's freaking crooked. I don't think that should be a thing. I don't know. Lately I've really been pondering this room, whether or not I want to stay or go. Really thinking about it, because like I don't see any worth in it. I've invested over a year into YouTube, I think. Now, pretty fairly consistent. with a few breaks in between. And I don't know. I guess I question the purpose of it and really what it's doing. Whether it actually means anything, or if people just get scummy with it all the time, and it really pisses me off. It really does. I fucking hate it. I think it's ignorant, honestly. And like, right when you freaking start a channel, right, you get bombarded with, I need a freaking cigarette, with all these stupid, like, porn promotional things in your chat, like right off the bat. Like, I kind of wonder, honestly, how close it's linked to certain industries. Speak of the devil, there he is. Imagine that. What do you think, Salvo? Did you hear anything I said, or did you ignore it all? Or were you not here and I have to repeat it? I mean, you could rewind real quick while I smoke a cigarette, read that, and tell me what you think. Right? I feel like it does. I don't know. I have to do that. I have to look and see. I guess if I click on someone's video that's on... I feel like it rounds it out, though, once it gets above a certain number, so you don't know who actually gets it. You'd have to ping it like a bunch of times. Maybe. But I don't know if it works for me because it's my stuff. I don't think it does. So I probably can't test it. I don't know. It's just weird. It's always been frustrating. But I do only give my time that I feel like I'm not doing anything anyway. So it's normally just sleeping or my relaxation, calming state before I go to sleep. That kind of thing, right? That shit's cool, man. That shit just pops. I wish you could see this in person and see the pearl that is like on the petals. It really gives it that like natural dusty rose look. And this whole paint thing, I just kind of like just went with it. I didn't think about it too much and just actually put the pearl on with my fingers. But not to put like fingerprints or anything on it. That could be a catastrophe. I wonder if that can stay in there. I don't really have a spot for that. Can it chill in there without falling through? Hell yeah. I don't know if I get clobbered in the head while I'm sleeping. Right? Can you zoom in on lives and see that? I don't think you're not going to be able to see that. A pearl in there. If I put the light against the... You see like the shade change in it. right? Actually, looks sweet in the camera because it darkens down inside the petals. It's kind of like that here, but you can't see the color because I have no light. I like that one. I think I'm going to keep it. I think that's kind of the choice I have to make anyway. I'm holding on to it, I think. Salvo just chooses not to answer that question, so that was my answer. Right. That makes sense. So that's a yes, right? That does give the credit to somebody else because it's on their playlist and they went to their channel to watch it. So I get robbed of those views? Is that what it does? I don't know. Is it? Or is it not? Let's see. Put that there. I 100% think that's a thing. I'd have to get up and type it. Any other channel? But, you know what? Done pretty good for myself. For like no effort at all. The ones I really try and plan, I feel like somebody always tries to scum those up whenever I do them. Someone's always got to throw some stupid comment in there or just be a freaking asshat. So many asshats. And I know they're kids. I know there's some of these freaking kids. Like, I just don't get that. I don't know. But I wasn't an asshat kid anyway. So my father would have beat my ass. Oh, hell no. But I was the first one to have a computer in my household anyway. When I was like 17. I worked a full-time job while I was in high school. That was exhausting. But I had a lot of tickets to pay for. That was part of it too. I had a lot of speeding tickets and other violations. Was pointless running because when you live in the city, that you're doing stupid stuff and it's kind of, they're gonna see you at some point, right? To the point where they know your name when they pull you over, which is not a good thing. But that's since faded. That cop's probably dead by now. He was a dick. He was a real dick. Sometimes I wasn't even doing anything. He just pulled me over to pull me over. I remember one night he did that. He just must have had a bad night. He was really pissed off too. He was just a grumpy dude. And it's not like I wasn't even dating back then when I was like 17, 18. Oh my god, I saw all the drama that happened between like my buddies and their girls and their girlfriends, girl rivals, that kind of thing. Like that, oh, you slept with my boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. Like, I was like, it was a show. It was like a circus every night, right? Like, like Fast and Furious, basically. This was before that shit ever came out. When did the first Fast and Furious movie come out? Like 2000? Or like 99? Right. That was the good shit. But the cops would love to pull you over for clear tail lights. And, because that was the big thing. And then they went to like Euros and whatever. And now it's like chrome backed or blackout freaking stuff. They don't really bother you anymore. I did have one bother me the other week. Pulled me over for like noise ordinance stuff or something. Honestly, I was driving late at night. No one else was around and he was bored. So, clearly you're going to pull over the guy with the freaking souped up car, right? Because there's nobody else to pull over. Oh, what you got done? I ain't telling you what I got done. I had a cop pull me over in Florida. And he just wanted to find something. He was like, you have nitrous. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, that's for my fuel pump. Because I had a fuel pump relay issue in this car. And I was like, And I just wired it manually. And I would use that to turn on and off the pump. Because I lost the input and I didn't bother messing with it. And he made me pop the hood, go through everything, look at it, and I'm like, dude, you're just wasting my time. I'm like, if this was a Corvette, you wouldn't have pulled me over. And he's like, you're right, I wouldn't have. I don't like imports. I was like, okay, that's weird. But at least you were honest. And they started weaponizing cars. They would start driving Toyota Supras and minivans and things like that. And sneakily, and like it's not really entrapment. I mean, it kind of is. And my one buddy said, this Mustang that they used to use came running up on his butt so fast. And he's like, oh, I thought he wanted to race, so I gunned it, right? And I'm like, dude, yeah, there's a silver one and a green one. He's like, oh, he's like, I thought it was just the green one. I'm like, no. So the unmarked silver one got him. Oh man, he's a good kid though. I think he got off without anything, 'cause he was just such a little pudgy kid. Like the ones that are just a little bigger boned. When they get older, they're really big dudes. They're like kind of like a grizzly. It's, I guess, the easiest way to put it, right? Like a grizzly bear. But yeah, it was good times. I miss that. But it's just not worth it anymore. That shit doesn't get you anywhere. At least not right now. I might dabble in it a little bit, but quite honestly, I got other places I like going fast. Everybody's super quiet. Why are they super quiet today? That's weird. Is the chat broken? Guess so. Who knows? Maybe it's playing on someone else's channel. If you didn't click on Limitsu YT, you're on the wrong channel. I wonder if they blocked it. I didn't even look and see if they did that. If they like block it out. Or if the name's actually up and on there. I have to look. That'd be some shit, wouldn't it? That would piss me off. I don't know. I'm not agitated. Because I don't know the whole story yet. I'm going to have to look into it and see what actually is going on there. Who knows? Whatever, whatever. I don't know. But I really just don't think it's worth it. I don't see this going anywhere. Honestly. It's been too sabotagey the whole time. Like the whole freaking time. There's so many stupid scammy people and hurdles and shit to jump through. For fucking what? Right? Yeah, I think I'd be better off just going and doing my own business shit and saying fuck this. Honestly. I've always done better doing that anyway. I made a shit ton of money when I was like in my 20s. I made a killing. I really freaking cranked it out. And I'm physically fit now. After all the COVID bullshit and being the bum, that I can pretty much just about work the same pace if I didn't have to deal with this stupid waste of time, basically. I think that's the way I look at it. I mean, the sleep stream thing, like I said, is fine because it's wasted time anyway. That's why I give it freely, because it's something I can give. And it's kind of like maximizing my day, right? I have this, and then my other stuff. I probably should just keep my other stuff separate. Just screw it. I don't think anybody is really interested in that shit anyway, or it's just too far beyond them that they're like, I don't know what I'm even looking at. Some people I talk to when I do video chats, they are interested a little bit, but I think I don't really go into detail because there's some things I don't want to talk about. And also, after a few seconds talking to that person, the mentality's not there for the most part. Only very few people have caught my attention on that level. A few recently, but then sometimes when an intelligence level is at a certain level, I would say, then I really got to crank it up a little bit and pay attention to what they're actually doing. Right? And you can see it like behind their eyes too. 100%. You can tell what they're doing. They're so terrible. Like terrible actors. Right? It's actually insulting, I think. I feel insulted, I think, sometimes. Talking to people. Especially when people think that they can get one over on you. That's the most irritating. But that's their level of intelligence, right? Simple-minded. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. And I really need to get out there and find somebody. Just put my time into a little bit too. I need that, I think. So being stuck here doesn't do anything for me. You're definitely not going to find it online. I've seen that 1,000 times. It's just not the same. I fear if you stay in this realm of computers for too long, there's just too many snakes in the hen house, honestly. Way too many. I just don't care. Because at the end of the day, it's just like a bunch of freaking poor people fighting poor people. Like, what is your end goal? To be like 2% richer? I don't get it. Screw that. I mean, like I was saying, I can literally go talk to somebody, or pick 3 people. I could walk down the street, talk to 3 people, and I could get one of them. If they'll stop and have a conversation with me and I can get them excited about something, bang, I got a sale. Easy. Piece of cake. I think the psychiatrist that I talked to a long time ago was right. I should have been a salesman. Said make a great salesman. The only problem is my honesty screws me there, because I like honest sales. I like my customers to be happy. I like them to get what they pay for. But in turn with doing that also, I have some customers that like to screw me over, right? And I'll take the blame for that sometimes. But they do always put me in a shady situation to where, oh, I don't have the money on me, but yeah, write me an invoice, and you motherfucker. But it's always the dudes you've known for the longest that do that. Like, yo, you ain't my friend, motherfucker. Don't even think you're my friend. Don't even call me your friend, because you don't do that to somebody. Like, you're a piece of shit, honestly. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. That's an acquaintance. You mean absolutely nothing to me when you do that shit. Not even close. It's all these fucking boys do now. All these dudes, they just run around. They're just a bunch of lying pieces of shit, right? But, I mean, they draw out those women, too. Those lying pieces of shit hook up with lying pieces of shit and then make lying pieces of shit kids, right? There's only a few good ones that are actually real decent human beings. And unfortunately, I don't feel that they make enough kids, right? Instead, it's the pieces of shit making kids. The ones that don't give a shit. They go to work and they don't even fucking do their job or whatever. They're just And it's because they're miserable, because they haven't tried to figure out themselves. They haven't tried to do anything with their life. They're just like, oh, my life sucks. I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. Like, get the fuck up. Go find a hobby. Like, find a passion, something you really care about, and do something. Like, or just sit there and wait for cancer to spark up, right? Like, you got time that's ticking and you're fucking wasting it. I don't get it. There's just so many people just in that mode of shit. And our apps that we have in this computer realm are not doing what they should be doing to promote society. There's a few greedy motherfuckers that take all this money and they don't dump it where it should go. Because ultimately, all of us need to be working toward goals, right? To maximize our chance of existence. And they're not. They're starving us and they're going to eventually kill us off because they do it all the fucking time. We've done it how many times now? You can see it in all these civilizations. It's the same shit. You know, it goes up and it comes back down because we get to that point and some greedy motherfucker caps it all and then everyone else starves to death and then they get pissed off and bang. You know? And that's what happens. So like, you're on top now, figure shit out and fucking fix the problem. Like, you're just gonna benefit again anyway. I don't fucking get it. I know it's difficult. I know it's a fucking almost crazy mountain to climb. Like, it's almost impossible to achieve something like that. But that's a goal worth working toward, right? That, in itself, making everyone as productive as possible, and culturing a passion of something, right? And not letting that be shattered as a child. And just that whole aspect of being cultured really early, I think, helps make society better. But instead we let trash grow. And we don't actually... I don't think we do anything about it. And it's not really... I guess trash is a strong word. Misguided individuals. We allow them to grow and fester and just let them be. Because it's like some people, when they get to a certain level, they just can't be bothered with it. And yeah, they may be working on their tasks and goals and stuff, but I think they get to such a frustration level with dealing with other people that they just don't even bother to talk to them anymore. And I'm guilty of that myself. Because when you're goal-oriented, you don't do that much. And me, I'm even different, more different, because I do a lot of different things. So I really, really don't require anyone's help. That does put a lot of social distance, but inside that social distance is my peace. I like my alone time. It's very therapeutic. Because once I'm interrupted, the spark stops. And I have to restart it. And I freaking hate doing that. It sucks. And it totally slows my momentum. Like, I gotta keep that train rolling, man. It's gotta keep rolling. And you can't let it freaking stop. That's why I won't eat. And I won't... God, I hate having to eat and use the freaking bathroom or anything that pulls me from what I'm doing. Maybe that's just my thing. Maybe I'm just not supposed to be in relationships. Maybe I'm just supposed to be me. And get to that point. That's such shit, though. I feel like if you do that and you get to that point, right, and then, who knows, you're fucking old as shit or something, like, then what? You got a few more years to enjoy it, and now you got to pick through all these damaged people if you do actually consider having a relationship. Like, I don't know if it's worth the risk. When I think about it, I don't think it's worth the risk. I'd like it to be worth the risk, but most times the scales tip in the other direction. And it's not. And then sometimes I feel like it's just an even break, right? Or either or. I definitely, like, that's totally cranked up my pickiness of people and things I'll tolerate, or won't tolerate. Like, there's so many people that are just, like, soulless, right? Lack spark. And it's sad, I see it all the time, and it's what I don't like. But when I see that spark, like that, that's hot. That is, I don't know, the most beautiful thing ever, right? The initiative and the drive and stuff like that, that's hot to me, right? Passion, like actual real passion. To learn as much as possible, to do as much as possible. And that's what I would need, I think, in a significant other. And I don't have to be around them all the time, like that too, because I spend a lot of time by myself and I enjoy it. I'm hoping that, like, that is something that they enjoy doing. And then it's just like snuggle time, bedtime, eat dinner, and that's it, right? Like, that is, in my world, I think that's my thing. But that's kind of like looking for a unicorn. And as far as I know, unicorns don't exist. But everybody always calls me the fucking unicorn. For some fucking reason. Kind of pisses me off. Because unicorns are... They're gay looking, and I'm not gay. I'm not saying gay is a bad thing. If that's your choice and preference, then that's your choice and preference. But it has rainbows, right? And where do rainbows go? That's kind of become like a gay pride thing, right? I think. Isn't that's their flag and stuff? So that's why I say that. Not insulting. I have plenty of people that are different sexual orientation that I play games with, and I know they are, but they also don't step across the line. And then I have some that step across the line that I find to be absolutely bullshit, and they get away with it, right? And they think they can poke and prod and stuff, and it's like, dude, I'm not poking and prodding you. Why the fuck you gotta be a douche, right? And I swear, it's just this weird fucking kink in their head that they think, oh, well, maybe I can make them gay. No, you can't. It's not gonna fucking happen. Not in a million years. Like, I am what I am, right? I'm a straight dude, And that's what it is. Like, fuck. It's so annoying. It's like, just quit with that shit. In fact, I just quit with the fucking comments. You don't have to tell me I look good. You don't have to fill me out with all that. I'm not here for that shit. I don't give a fuck, honestly. I really don't give a fuck. Like, I know I look good, but I don't give a fuck. I don't care. What the fuck's that get you? Bunch of fucking hoes? Who fucking gives a fuck about that shit? That's such a waste of time. It's so high risk. And people just sleep around like freaking animals. You might as well be on like a chicken farm, man. That's basically what it's like. It's freaking terrible. Before you know it. Oh my god. Like, ugh. Fucking done, dude. I don't think people understand what friendship actually is anymore. I don't know where that shit got fucking skewed. Very few people do. Some people do. Some people fucking don't. Right? There's too many fucking users and abusers. This world's full of fucking bunch of shitheads. Not all of them, but a good fucking bunch of them. And I think the ones that actually are genuine people, like me, maybe we just don't fucking stand up enough to fucking tell them to fuck off. And that's maybe what we gotta do. We just be like, fuck you. Just get out of my face. Shut the fuck up. And go about your business. I don't even give a fuck. Right? Well, that really got a little grumpy pretty quick, didn't it? I like this blowing off steam stuff before I go to sleep. I sleep so great. Oh, that's what I need. I did work out a little bit. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Just still had way too much potential anger to release, I think. Yeah. I really don't think this world would appreciate my intelligence, honestly. That's the way I look at it. It's not worth the effort benefiting somebody else. It's really not. But in some way, shape, or form, you have to, just a touch. Otherwise, you can't profit from it. But for what? Like, what's the end goal? I just don't want to fucking have to pay for my damn property. I don't see why. Like, why the fuck do I gotta pay to live where I live? It's a fucking chunk of land. Like, can't everybody just have a goddamn chunk of land and be left alone? Like, I'll grow my own food, make my own shit, and then just leave me the fuck alone. I don't need that shit. Like, And I think that's my overall goal. Because, like, everything in life, I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe anyone money. I don't fucking owe shit. At the end of the day, clean break. Clean fucking break. The closer I am to that, the better. Motherfuckers. I can't stand working with the people I work with. Some of them shouldn't even be performing the jobs they're doing. They're not qualified enough. But it's a dying trade. It's really not that fucking complex. Doesn't take a rocket scientist. Just requires people with good vision, basically, and a high level of detail. So it's definitely ADD oriented. If you're ADD, you would accelerate in this massively, because you can't not see a flaw. Right? You can't not see that mistake. And I'm to the level of weirdness now that I don't really understand what's actually going on. Like, there's things I see I shouldn't see. And I don't know if they're planted or what. But there's no way. It's never happened before. But it's like, what is this shit with this Irish stuff, man? Like, what is this? Why is that everywhere? Everyone talks about it. Is that a big thing now? Is that like... We're past freaking St. Patrick's Day. It's just weird. I see it at work. I see it here. I hear about it like over and over and over again. I don't even know if I like that place. It looks pretty, but I don't know. Feels directionalized, like I'm being told to do it and I don't know if I want to. Like it's almost not my choice, right? You ever get those? Then that's what you question. Is that what I'm supposed to do or is it not? This one's a hard one. It's very difficult to process. And it doesn't really matter anyway. I'm not to the point that I can financially travel like that with what I currently have going on. It's not a possibility. I'm invested in too many other places currently to do that. I don't know. They have a weird thing too. Like you can't, there's like certain government guidelines for skid requirements and stuff. I don't know if it's because of a certain parasite that they're afraid might get into their trees, which the only pictures of Ireland I ever see are always rocks and like green stuff. They're always like shoreline shots. They always show that off. But my gut tells me it's just like a lot of farmland and basically looks like here. Like, basically where I grew up. So, what's the point? Right? Because at least here, if I want to see different scenery, that's like changes. Like we have deserts, we have everything. I don't know if I just want to go to an island. I know that island's closer to other things, but I don't know that there's other cultures that I just don't think I'm interested in like cultural things. Certain cultural things. Some cultures interest me. And then other ones I don't really care. I didn't really like history. Or history to me always seems one-sided depending on where you live. So, as far as I know, in the UK they don't really tell you what they did to the United States. And it's always this person looks worse than this person, right? And that's why it starts that animosity between the two countries. And really, it was this country's fault first, right? And it's weird too, because as a majority English American, to get shit from people that are in the UK that are even less like if they're in England, like less English than me, like it's a freaking joke. Like, I don't know. It's just they're so rude. I don't think I would ever even want to go to England or anything like that. There's a few nice ones, but like I said, like everywhere, there's only a few, right? And I don't know, it's just more pleasant here. It's not as bad as people think or make it out to be. Just like anywhere, it depends where you go. Right? Why is everybody super quiet today? Y'all being weird. It's like staring. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you stay in this, you lose a lot of your like loving character, right? I feel like that starts to fade eventually. I've seen it in some more popular people on these platforms. I don't know. They're not fucking people anymore. They're different. I don't think I'm willing to give that up. I like my humanity and my caring side, but it's only for select people. It's just stupid. Fucking. It's like playing a child's game. I think. Seriously? Nobody said nothing. These two people that jump in and jump back out. That's so flippin' annoying. Just stay away. If you're gonna jump in and then leave again. Freaking creepy weirdos. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, I don't even know what that was. So I think that's where I am. Because I kind of don't like my schedule and it's definitely not working. But if I do the math on how much electricity it wastes to run this, the lighting, and everything else, right? And it is free. Like, the electricity doesn't cost me anything and stuff, but the cable does. And I don't really need cable internet. That's like $100 the freaking heck do they charge me? I think it's almost $160 for freaking cable. I don't use the house phone. The only thing that calls a house phone now is freaking scammers from like Twitch and YouTube and Instagram or wherever, Facebook, right? That's all that freaking calls on there anymore. Very occasionally, actually anybody that calls on there I don't even want to fucking talk to. So I don't know why I have it. I would save $180 every month. That's huge. That's a big chunk. Right? And the electric, if I calculated up the electricity, I could be machining parts and making $30 an hour and run this thing the entire time I'm like sleeping. But instead it's consuming it, sending a stupid sleep stream out, right? That apparently if you don't show your junk, you don't get anywhere on. So that's not my realm. I probably should definitely just say fuck it all. I think I'm going to do that. I think that's where I am. So I'll ponder it one last time. I kind of just came to that decision just now. I mean, I've thought about it a little bit, but I haven't really like thought about it. I'm thinking, yeah. I'm thinking, fuck it. It just ain't worth it. So, this is the last one, the last and final. But we aren't going to have any sleeping. I'm just going to sleep in peace. I hope you have a great day. If you didn't already fall asleep listening to me ramble and rant. Are we even? Maybe like 695 videos. So, if I remove the content, it disappears completely, right? And that means people can't have it on their playlist too, or does it keep it on their playlist and still hold it there? I guess we'll have to do one at a time and figure that out too. Something. Alright. Take care. I wish you the best.